right now is leaving their apartment, looking down at the street and wondering where their car went. Someone in a car sitting at a signal in front of a restaurant, staring through the window. It's someone right now with their finger in their teeth who could use a little floss. Right across the street there's somebody on the curb who really needs a jacket. Spent half the rent at a bar getting plastered. Now he's gotta walk 14 blocks just to work at a shop where he's about to get fired. Someone right now is looking pretty tired, staring at a laptop trying to get inspired. Or somebody living right across the street just wrote the best thing that she's written all week, but her best friend's coughing up blood in the sink. He can't even think what happened, feeling so confused, and he knows it looks bad, but there's nothing he can do. I wonder what it's like to be right there in his shoes. But yo, I'm just taking it in, out the window of a hotel bedroom again. Tomorrow I'll be gone, I don't know when I'll be back, but in this world everything can change just like that. So like that, just like that, so like that, just like that.
Yo, somebody right now is dropping his vote inside a box and trying to not get shot in his throat for the act of freedom. Right now, somebody's stuck in Iraq, hoping that he gets shit back breathing in a war, but he's not really sure of the reasons. So we show our support when the press mislead him. Though we mourn, remain proud, salute the troops. Get some, I know you boys got some work to do.
Meanwhile, right now, someone's 25 to life and is standing on the corner with their thumb up hitchhiking, scratching off a lotto ticket, hoping for a real winner, sneaking through the border just to work and eat a real dinner. Right now, someone wishes they were you and I, instead of second guessing fatal thoughts of quiet suicide. But right now, staring at the window at a fiend with holes in his arm and holes in his jeans. He pulled out a cigarette and sparked the light and walked right around the corner just out of my sight. But yo, I'm just taking it in from a second-story hotel window again. The TV's on and my bags are packed, but in this world everything can change just like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Yo, I'm just taking it in from a second-story hotel window again. The TV's on and my bags are packed, but in this world everything can change just like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that.
Yeah. Right now, somebody's sitting in the darkness trying to figure out how to put some heat in their apartment. But they got a little mattress, little carpet, and they appreciate it cause some people on the park bench. You see 'em when you rushing to get to the office. Wife ride by 'em when she coming from the market. Right now, somebody coming out the pocket trying to dump that rock they run around the block with. Same time the cops is raising the Glock with aim to fill your legs and your back with some hot shit. Right now, somebody's struggling to stop this man. He's kicking and punching and cussing at the doctors. Down the hall, the child taking his first breath. The doctors ain't even passed him to the nurse yet. Yo, I wonder if he understand what it's worth yet. Like the time spent while we here on the earth yet. The answer to the questions we all seek can be found. It depends on how free y'all think. Right now, it's somebody who ain't eat all week that will kill for the shit you throw away in the street. I guess one man's trash is the next man's treasure. One man's pain is the next man's pleasure. One say infinity, the next say forever. Right now, everybody got to get it together, man. I'm just taking it in another strange hotel lobby again. With my luggage on my back, I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a world where it all changed just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that, just like that.
Yeah, I'm just taking it in, out the window of a hotel bedroom again. Tomorrow I'll be gone, I don't know when I'll be back, but in this world everything can change just like that, 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 yeah.
Caught up in everyday life, trying to make it through my day so I can sleep at night, trying to figure out my way through the maze of rights and wrongs. But like you used to say, nothing feels like it's really worth it. Forget perfect, I'm trying not to be worthless. Since I last saw you, I've been looking for a purpose. Well, I met this kid who thought like I did. He had a weird way of looking at it. This is what he said: slip out the back before they know you were there, and at the worst you'll see nobody cares. Cause you don't wanna be around when it all goes down. Even heroes know when to be scared. slip out the back before they know you were there. And at the worst, you'll see nobody cares. Cause you don't wanna be around when it all goes down. Even heroes know when to be scared.
Now, I don't remember where I met him or remember his name, but he walked funny like he was just too big for his frame. Just over 5 foot, but he weighed $150. And what he said seemed so right, it stuck with me. Listen, it's like poker, you can play your best, but you gotta know when to fold your cards and take a rest, and know when to hold your cards, hold your breath, and hope that nobody else is stacking the deck. Because I don't need to tell you that life isn't fair, it doesn't care, it arbitrarily cuts off your air. And like you, I want someone to say it's okay. In the truest part of our hearts, everybody's afraid. We're just underappreciated and overwhelmed, fighting so hard to hide our fear that we're scaring ourselves. You understand what I'm saying, cause you always did. But it's different in the words of a cowardly kid who said slip out the back before they know you were there. At the worst, you'll see nobody cares. Cause you don't wanna be around when it all goes down. Even heroes know when to be scared. Slip out the back before they know you were there. At the worst, you'll see nobody cares. Cause you don't wanna be around when it all goes down. Even heroes know when to be scared. And I'm no hero, you remember how it was, you know. All I ever did was worry, feeling out of control, to the point where everything is going end over end. I'm spinning around in circles again. This is where you come in. All of this to explain to you why I had to separate myself away from yesterday's life. Please remember, this isn't how I hoped it would be, but I had to protect you from me. That's why I slipped out the back before you knew I was there. I know you felt unprepared, but every single time I was around, I just bring you down, and I could tell that it was time to be scared. That's why I slipped out the back before you knew I was there. And I know the way I left wasn't fair. I didn't want to be around just to bring you down. I'm not a hero, but don't think I didn't care. Let's go, yo! Trying to convince me that I'm running on empty, trying to convince themselves that their record with Jay was a fluke, that the record that I'm making is a mistake, and I can't take this. Let me tell you where I'm at with this. You bastards are gonna have to take back that shit. I'm not plastic and fake. When I make tracks, I take facts and lay them out for the masses. You assholes are gonna see soon that I'm not playing, and start asking me the names that I'm not saying. But I'm trying to be bigger than the bickering, bigger than the petty name calling, under the breath talking, rumors and labels and categorization. I'm like a struggling doctor, no patience. But you can say what you want about me, keep talking while I'm walking away.
You can say what you have to say, cause my mind's made up anyway. I'm taking the high road, going above you. This is the last time that I'm gonna trust you. You can say what you have to say, cause my mind's made up anyway. All that bullshit you talk might work a lot, but it's not gonna work today.
You people are running off the mouth, trying to make me take myself off safety, trying to make my friends turn their backs on the team we built, building up some mistaken information, and I can't take this. Let me spell it out plain for you. Angry groups complain about the things we do. I'm not changing direction, I'm stepping my game up, maintaining my name same way that I came up. You're gonna see that I'm not playing and start asking me the names that I'm not saying. But I'm trying not to mention the names of people who wanna siphon attention. You like the hype, but pretending you're part of the picture won't pass. You're like a high school dropout, no class. And you can say what you want about me, keep talking while I'm walking away.
Bitch, you can say what you have to say, 'cause my mind's made up anyway. I'm taking the high road, going above you. This is the last time that I'm gonna trust you. You can say what you have to say, 'cause my mind's made up anyway. All that bullshit you talk might work a lot, but it's not gonna work today. Why does it always have to be somebody's always watching me? All I really need is some room to breathe. Breathe, breathe. Is anybody out there listening? 'Cause I can't stand to keep this in. All I really want, I'll say again. Yeah, yeah.
Like that.
You can say what you have to say, 'cause my mind's made up anyway. I'm taking the high road, going above you. This is the last time that I'm gonna trust you. You can say what you have to say, 'cause my mind's made up anyway. All that bullshit you talk might work a lot, but it's not gonna work today.
My father came from Japan in 1905. He was 15 when he immigrated from Japan. He worked until he was able to actually build a store.
Let me tell you a story in the form of a dream. I don't know why I have to tell it, but I know what it means. Close your eyes, just picture the scene as I paint it for you. It was World War II when this man named Kenji woke up. Ken was not a soldier. He was just a man with a family who owned a store in LA. That day, he crawled out of bed like he always did, bacon and eggs with wife and kids. He lived on the second floor of a little store he ran. He moved to LA from Japan, they called him immigrant. In Japanese, he'd say he was called Issei. That meant first generation in the United States, when everybody was afraid of the Germans, afraid of the Japs, but most of all afraid of a homeland attack. And that morning, when Ken went out on the doormat, his world went black, 'cause right there, front page news, 3 weeks before 1942, Pearl Harbor's been bombed and the Japs are coming. Pictures of soldiers dying and running. Ken knew what it would lead to, just like he guessed. The president said the evil Japanese in our home country would be locked away. They gave Ken a couple of days to get his whole life packed in 2 bags. Just 2 bags, couldn't even pack his clothes. Some folks didn't even have a suitcase to pack anything in, so 2 trash bags is all they gave them. And when the kids asked Mom, where are we going? Nobody even knew what to say to them. Ken didn't want to lie, he said the US is looking for spies, so we have to live in a place called Manzanar, where a lot of Japanese people are. Stop it, don't look at the gunman. You don't want to get the soldiers wondering if you're gonna run or not, 'cause if you run then you might get shot. Other than that, try not to think about it. Try not to worry about it being so crowded, 'cause someday we'll get out. Someday, someday.
As soon as war broke out, the FBI came and they just come to the house and you have to come. All the Japanese have to go. They took Mr. Need and people couldn't understand why they had to take him, because he's just innocent laborer.
So now they're in a town with soldiers surrounding them. Every day, every night, look down at them. From watchtowers up on the wall, Ken couldn't really hate them at all. They were just doing the job, and he wasn't gonna make any problems. He had a little garden, vegetables and fruits that he gave to the troops in a basket his wife made. But in the back of his mind, he wanted his family's life saved. Prisoners of war in their own damn country, what for? And time passed in the prison town. He wondered if he'd live it down if and when they were free. The only way out was joining the army, and supposedly some men went out for the army, signed on, and ended up flying to Japan with a bomb. That 15-kiloton blast put an end to the war pretty fast. 2 cities were blown to bits. The end of the war came quick, and Ken got out. Big hopes of a normal life with his kids and his wife, but then they got back to their home, and what they saw made him feel so alone. These people had trashed every room, smashed in the windows and bashed in the doors, written on the walls and the floor, "Japs not welcome anymore." And Kenji dropped both of his bags at his sides and just stood outside. He looked at his wife without words to say. She looked back at him, wiping tears away, and said, "Someday we'll be okay, someday." Now the names have been changed, but the story's true. My family was locked up back in 42. My family was there where it was dark and damp, and they called it an internment camp.
When we first got back from camp, it was pretty bad.
I remember my husband said, "Oh, we're going to stay till last." Then my husband died before they closed the camp.